dangerous. Open up your head, feel the show shot. This is dangerous. I walk through minefields and watch your head rock. I walk through my fields.
Yeah, good morning in that, though. But it's Uncle Lou here, though, and also in addition to that as well. Welcome to Lunch Money, me and Pigskin Pete. Pete, what's up, buddy?
Happy Tuesday to everybody. What's up?
Yeah, happy Tuesday and that. Man, what a great weekend, Pete, wasn't it?
It was a great weekend football-wise, not betting-wise.
Man, just an amazing weekend.
Oh, man, I took a big fat goose egg. I don't know about you.
Oh, well, I took the biggest beating I've taken all year in terms of betting games, but don't really care.
Yeah, I don't really care either. I was 0 for 3 on my college bets. Luckily, I didn't bet more. If I'd have been 0 for 5, if I'd have bet 5.
Yeah.
But I'm back down to my original investment. Started with $100. I'm actually below I think I got $98 in my thing. So I got to clean up this week.
Yeah, well, I was 0 for 4, and that was just in the noon games. Never mind what I lost the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I took a beating. I lost a couple $100. I'm still way up for the year, but that was by far the worst weekend I've had. But like I said,
Vegas
didn't care.
This week.
I did hit the tater and the dog. So it is what it is, you know. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You have to bet on Georgia. I mean, they cover every week. It's clockwork.
Think about betting on them this week.
Georgia consistently exceeds expectations. It just is what it is. They just cover week in, week out. We'll have to see what the line is this week, although I have pretty good feeling I know what it is. In fact, I know what it is. And, man, Uncle Lou loves those money line bets, don't he?
Yeah, you know what the saying is. Good teams win, great teams cover, right?
Man, well, in that case, Alabama's doo-doo.
I read an article. You know, on Twitter, they post these articles and stuff, and you click on it. There's an article about how the sports book cleaned up this week, which they clean up every week. Otherwise, they wouldn't have all those casinos there. But certain weeks, they clean up more than others. I think they won a ton of money on that Florida game. Well, they got a ton of my money on that Florida game.
Yeah.
And probably the LSU game, too.
Yeah, I've never seen them tear down a casino to build a smaller one.
No.
Never seen that.
Nope, not going to happen either.
No. They're not hurting. They're making plenty of money. But yeah, I didn't have a great week in terms of betting the games. There was I mean, we had a lot of upsets Saturday, and whenever you have a lot of upsets, you know, it that makes it hard to have a winning weekend gambling wise, because well, it is.
I really like some of the lines this week, though.
Do you?
Seriously. Yeah.
This is the first week I didn't bet any on Sunday, so I have a clean slate.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to change my approach up here. I think I'm going to wait till Friday, or maybe Thursday, since we're going to do our real money. Maybe I'll do it Thursday morning before the show.
Yeah.
Before I make any bets.
I did hit the game last night. I took the points. I haven't been a believer in the Saints all year, so I took the Chargers in the points, and it looked like the Chargers should have won that game outright. Their defense blew it in the final minute of the game and let Breeze score on them to tie it up, but then luckily the Saints just kicked the field goal. I had the Chargers +7, so worst case scenario, once it went to overtime, I was going to get my money back on a push, but the Saints ended up kicking a field goal to win the game, won by 3. I had the Chargers in 7, so made back a little bit of what I lost, but not nearly enough. Let's get to this week's games, though. Well, first of all, shout out to everybody that's tuned in today here on the Lunch Money Show. Me and Pigskin Pete do this show, of course, 2 days a week, every Tuesday and Thursday, right here on LouTube. We talk about sports gambling. So it's college football season. That's what we're focusing on right now. We'll do, I don't know, what do you want to do today?
We'll do the SEC. Before we do that, I've seen people ask about the FanDuel thing, so I want to clear that up real quick. We can't do the new contest this week until tonight's. There's a game tonight for people who don't know that. So they won't let me start a new league for this coming week until this week is over. So tomorrow morning I'll be able to create a league. Now, how we're going to get that out there, I mean, I guess.
Can you make a Facebook community post?
I'm not on Facebook.
I mean, YouTube.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, make a community post with the link, because I don't have any live shows tomorrow to promote it.
Right. That's right. You don't. So I'll do that. I'll try to promote it on my call-in show tomorrow night, and then if we don't have it filled up by Thursday morning, we can talk about it, or Thursday afternoon, we can talk about it then.
Yeah.
We'll see. But this week,
never mind this week. That just doesn't matter.
This week, I told your boy's going to win. I still have 3 players playing tonight, and I think I'm in 11th place, but
I'm not concerned about this week.
I'm going to win this week. I told you that.
Well, I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah.
So, no need to even discuss it.
All right, we won't. We'll discuss it on Thursday after I win.
I don't even need to discuss it then. You can.
All right.
I don't need to discuss this week's FanDuel.
Oh, believe me, if I hit the money, or even if I'm in the top 3, I'll talk about it. Trust me.
Well, appreciate all y'all tuning in. Number 1 ND fan, Puppy Dog, Noah Sheldon, Conlon McNerney, the Ace, Mr. Big Ken, Rack Dog, Jerome Pruitt, Daniel RHEC, Jordan Bowman, the Champs, John Sarian, Clemson Carson, Captain Trips, Jared Alexander, Snake Doctor, Kevin Dog Fan for Life. I was at the grocery store Saturday morning, and there was a guy in there with a sleeveless NWO shirt on. And I must have walked past him 6 times up and down different aisles, and I kept wanting to say something to the guy. And finally, one of the times I was walking towards him, he was walking towards me on the aisle, and he kind of saw me look at him. And right when we, I'll turn the thing on here. Right when we got ready to pass, I gave him one of these. For life. And he looked like if you close your eyes and picture a 45-year-old man who lives and dies for Monday Night Wrestling, that's what this guy looked like.
Mullet?
Long hair. It wasn't necessarily a mullet, but long, stringy hair, a sleeveless shirt in a grocery store, Crocs with socks, that kind of thing.
Crocs with socks.
Some
How about
kind of
unkept
sandals.
goatee?
Some kind of sandals with with socks. Yeah, well, I don't know if you would call it. Well, it's the kind of thing where this is the type of person that shaves twice a month, whether he needs to or not.
Yeah.
And it just kind of splotches around. But
yeah,
but I had to go ahead and give for life. I had to go ahead and give him one of those. It made his day, which was good. He needed that, so that's for good. Life. But yeah, we appreciate all y'all tuning in this morning. I'll post a PayPal link in the comment section for anybody that doesn't mind taking the extra step. If you want to support the show and what me and Pete are trying to do here, that's a good way to do it. The super chats are down there too. We'll make sure and read all those at different points throughout the show. Well, let's get straight to the lines for this week. Now, I have finally, after about 2 months of doing this show, learned my lesson, and I don't log in until right when we get ready to talk about it now. That way the lines are updated. I'm not reading now. But you can see, I started last week with $812, and I'm down to $659. And that's after winning Sunday. That's after winning $50 yesterday. So I was at like $612 or $615, something like that. So I took a beating this weekend. But we'll see if we can't make some of that back this weekend. All the lines me and Pete use on this show are from betnow.eu. Me and Pete have both worked with betnow.eu for a while. If you guys want to do some sports betting, betnow.eu is a good place to do it. It's easy to get money in and out. And we have a lot of fun with it. Hopefully you guys do too. Play responsibly if you choose to play. Please don't gamble your mortgage payment, your child support, your probation fees, anything like that. Look at it as entertainment and only deposit money that you can afford to lose. Other than that, you have the right to do what you want with your own money. Don't come crying to me. Don't send your mother after me or your spouse or your significant other. Your feelings do matter, just not to me.
Daniel in the comments section, his feelings don't matter. He's triggered. He doesn't like to look at Clemson fans or Clemson paws, apparently.
Oh,
maybe he can go find a women's college basketball YouTube channel to entertain him.
Like the Vol Road Show would be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Plenty of women's basketball players over on that channel. Knock yourself out there, buddy. All right, well, let's do this first. Here's the schedule of games within the SEC this week, along with the times and the channels. So the early games this week in the SEC, Auburn at South Carolina at noon. Now, this is an interesting game here. I have a feeling Auburn is favored. And I will have to see how much it is. South Carolina looked impressive last week on the surface.
3 points.
Okay, on the surface they looked impressive. But, Pete, do you know Vanderbilt played that game with 56 players?
I did not know that.
56 players they had available for that game, and they got road graded by South Carolina. Now, their running back is legit. He played great against Florida, and he had almost 200 yards against Vandy. I know it's Vandy, but let's just get real. You rush for almost 200 yards. It doesn't matter who you're playing. That's a good day. And the guys looked good. He looked good against Tennessee. He looked good against Florida, 170-something yards against Vandy. South Carolina might have found him a running back. Now, their offensive line isn't great, and they've got plenty of other issues. It starts with their head coach. But the running back has been a bright spot for South Carolina, especially considering the problems they've had running the ball into Will Muschamp. But this is an interesting game to keep an eye on here because South Carolina, not as good as they looked last week, but better than the 0-2 record they showed up with last week. Auburn, on the other hand, should be 1-2. I know you were out of town and at the game. Have you seen the end of the Auburn-Arkansas game, Pete?
I did not.
Have you heard what happened?
No.
Oh, my God. Well, we'll see if we can find it and put it up. But basically, Arkansas was winning. They were up by 1. Auburn had the ball with about 30 seconds to go. The clock was running. They hurried up, lined up to do one of those things where the quarterback spikes the ball to stop the clock so that they could attempt a game-winning field goal, right? You know what I'm talking about. You clock the ball. Well, Bo Nix gets under center. Auburn snaps the ball. Bo Nix fumbles the snap. He picks the snap up, turns around, and spikes the ball.
What?
That's a backwards pass.
Yeah.
Arkansas jumped on the ball. Should have been game over. There was 18 seconds left. All Arkansas would have had to do was take a knee, game over. Well, they ruled that because the referee screwed up and blew the whistle when Bo Nix spiked the ball, that it was a dead ball, not Arkansas's ball. Auburn lined up and kicked a field goal with 18 seconds to go and won the game.
I did actually hear about that. I just forgot.
And that is, now the SEC, which they rarely do, came out and apologized the next day. But Arkansas was robbed. Arkansas should be 2-1. Auburn should be 1-2. That'll be an interesting matchup this week. Kentucky at South Carolina. Kentucky got a win over Mississippi State. Tennessee, of course, got obliterated.
Hold on now. You're gonna get my thoughts on Auburn, South Carolina?
Well, we'll do that when we pull the bets up.
Oh, you don't have the bets up yet. Oh, no, my bad.
I'm just going through the schedule.
Okay, I got you.
So Auburn, South Carolina, noon, ESPN. Kentucky at Tennessee, noon, SEC Network. Ole Miss at Arkansas, 3:30 on ESPN2. LSU at Florida, 4 o'clock on ESPN. Texas A&M at Mississippi State, 4 o'clock on the SEC Network. Georgia at Alabama, 8 o'clock on CBS. And Vandy at Mizzou has been postponed to December 12th because of the Rona. The first SEC postponement or cancellation or whatever you want to call it. So that's the entire SEC schedule for Saturday, along with the times and the channels that they'll be on for any of you guys that might be interested. And now we'll look up the lines and see what we can do and make some money on some of these games here. First one up, Auburn at South Carolina. Auburn's a 3-point favorite for no reason.
Yeah, I was going to say, despite what you just told me about the way the Auburn-Arkansas game ended, that's irrelevant to me as far as this game goes. I think South Carolina's a better team than Auburn this year.
I do too.
And I'm probably going to end up betting South Carolina on the money line. I'm hoping that plus 140 actually goes up to like 160 or something. Either way, I'm going to probably bet them on the money line.
Yeah, well, I'm at least taking South Carolina in the points here. They're at home. Like you, I think they're probably at least as good as Auburn, maybe better. And money line might be the way to go there. But I like South Carolina in this one too. Auburn, like I said, should be 1-2. They got beat by Arkansas in every possible way except for the record books. When you look back, it'll always show a win for Auburn. Anybody alive right now knows that Arkansas won that game. Plain and simple.
South Carolina does have a decent defense. We've seen Auburn play one great defense in Georgia, and then we saw how that turned out. a pretty good defense in Arkansas. Apparently, they almost lost that game. I mean, I don't see any reason not to take the home dog in the situation. I'd also probably take the under.
Yeah,
under 51.5, because I don't really think either one of these have any offense.
Yeah. This is one I don't even have to think much about. I like South Carolina in this one, definitely with the 3, and the money line's a real possibility too. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. What else we got? Kentucky at Tennessee. Kentucky beat Mississippi State. Tennessee got obliterated by UGA. Tennessee is a 6-point home favorite. Kentucky has beat Tennessee, I think, once in the last 30 years. Even those years where Tennessee was horrifically bad, they found a way to beat Kentucky every single year, except the one year when Tennessee was 0-8 in the SEC. That's the only time Kentucky has beat them in recent memory. So Tennessee, for whatever reason, seems to have the edge against Kentucky, no matter how good or bad the teams are. Tennessee's at home. Can they rebound? What do you think?
This is a tough one. I think these are probably 2 pretty evenly matched teams. Now, Kentucky's offense is not good. I mean, touchdown Terry. Did you see his numbers from last week?
Yeah.
They're really bad.
Yeah.
Kentucky's defense is good, though. Tennessee, I'd say this should be probably a pick 'em, and so Vegas, or at least in my mind, are giving them a 6-point home field advantage there, or maybe they think Tennessee's 3 points better and they give them 3 points extra for being at home. I don't know. This is a potential money line bet for me too with Kentucky, but I definitely would take Kentucky with the points.
Yeah, I agree. You look at Tennessee, close game against South Carolina, where they didn't look that great. They handled Mizzou, but Mizzou has been awful. And then, of course, we saw what happened to them last week. And a loss like that, that can beat you twice sometimes. I don't think I could take Tennessee in this spot. I don't know that I'll bet the game. I'm leaning Kentucky, though. I do think Tennessee has got a good offensive line. It's clearly not the best in America like we were led to believe. You just don't get – it's impossible to rush for -1 yard if you have the best offensive line in America. I don't care how good Georgia's defense is, and let's be real. It's probably the best defense we've seen in college football in a long time. You don't rush for -1 yard with 2 good running backs like that if you have the best offensive line. I think they'll rebound. I think the offensive line will play much better against Kentucky's defense. I still think their 2 running backs are okay. Let's be honest, Jalen Hurd couldn't possibly play any worse than he did in the second half against Georgia. So I think Tennessee will play better, but I still don't really know what to make of Kentucky either, though. I almost beat Auburn, but now how much do we think of Auburn, though?
Yeah.
So I don't know that I'll play this game because my instinct is to take Kentucky, but I don't know if, I don't know. This will be one, unfortunately, I can't decide today. I'll probably have to wait maybe on Thursday when we brush over it again, or I don't know, you might have to wait till Saturday morning. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I think this is a really good line because there's no obvious choice in this game, at least not to me.
If that line moves up to 7, I'm definitely going to take Kentucky.
Yeah, 6 is always a funny number.
Yeah.
Caden Smith, thank you for hitting the super chat, sir. We appreciate that. He says, "Love the show. Here's something a little extra for y'all." We appreciate that, Caden. Thanks for tuning in, and we're glad you enjoyed the show. And here's my new best friend, Richard Williams. He says, second week in a row that my lock of the week, Florida, got unlocked. Luckily, I'm sticking to poker and not betting football. Yeah, lucky for me and Pete, too.
Yeah, we need to start a poker show, Lou.
Yeah. There you go. Never, and I mean never, play Deuce 7. There you go. That's Uncle Lou's poker advice. Oh, and you will lose more money with pocket queens than you will with any other hand in poker. Keep that in mind, too. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, give me Kentucky.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right, what's up next? Let's see. Let's take a look. Where'd it go? Get it back up on the screen here. Ole Miss at Arkansas. Ole Miss is a 3-point favorite.
I'm hesitant after all these past 2 weeks calling lock of the weeks and I'm losing them. I don't know, man. I feel like I understand Arkansas is playing better than anybody expected them to play and all that stuff, but 3 points, Mississippi they can score. We just saw what they did to Alabama defense. Give me Mississippi at -3.
Now, they're expecting Arkansas to score here too.
I know, because the over-under is almost 80.
70. That's high for, that's high.
That's high for a Big 12 even.
You don't hardly ever see anything approaching 80. That is high.
So there's what they're saying here is Mississippi's defense is awful. We know that.
Right. Yeah.
But we also know Mississippi's offense is really good.
But we also know Arkansas's offense hasn't really done anything all year.
Right. That's why I like Mississippi in this one.
They did nothing at all against Georgia. Even the game they won against who was it? Who they beat? Was it Mississippi State? Yeah. It wasn't a high scoring game.
No.
I don't know. I'm not the over-under guy, but I like the under, and I also like Ole Miss.
Yeah, I like the under too.
That is a lot of points.
What are they? 47
and a 3-point spread. So they're looking at basically a 40 to 37 game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it. 41 to 38, something like. I don't see it. I don't see Arkansas scoring in the 30s, even against Ole Miss. I mean, I could be wrong. Lord knows I've been wrong. I've been wrong before on these picks.
No kidding.
But man, that's a lot of points. I like the under, and I think Ole Miss can win by more than 3.
I mean, maybe it will be high scoring, but I still, if it's going to get into that situation where it's a shootout, then I'm taking Mississippi in a shootout. Period.
Yeah, I mean, 45 to 30 would be high scoring. That's 75 points.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Texas A&M at Mississippi State. God, Mississippi State, man. 2 points, Pete. They scored 2 points. That Bigfoot offense scored 0. Put up a goose egg this past week against Kentucky. Texas A&M, of course. Where's that Kellen Mond been? But I told you he shows up like that. He won't play like that this week. Now they're going to win this game. Kellen Mond won't play like he did last week. Kellen Mond plays like that once a year. And he's done that for once a year since he got to Texas A&M. And that was it last week. You saw it.
Yep.
Won't happen again.
For Mississippi, or luckily for Texas A&M, rather, they don't need Kellen Mond to be the Kellen Mond of last week to even win this game.
Yeah, they can win this game with Isaiah Spiller running the ball, and that's probably it. Yeah. I like Texas A&M by more than 7. The only thing, I don't know, are they celebrating too much? I don't know. How big of a win do they think that was? What are they acting like? I don't know. But, man, Mississippi State has just looked horrible every time they've taken a field since the LSU game.
Plus, they won't have that home field advantage that Dan Mullen was talking about.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What a joke Dan Mullen is. What a crybaby.
I can't believe he said that.
My God. How you supposed to win with 50,000 fans there?
Yeah, no, in the SEC,
Jesus
nonetheless.
Christ.
Got that every week.
The guy's a joke. The guy's a joke. And there are no rules about crowd size. None. Not a single one. They can sell as many tickets as they want. There's no rule limiting crowd size. In fact, the rule specifically says we ain't making no rule about crowd size.
Yeah.
So it's up to each school. So who oh, well, yeah, well, know what, 50,000 fans, as opposed to what, the 100,000 that's normally there?
That's what I was going to say. Even if there wasn't a rule, even if Texas A&M, if there was a rule and they broke it, which they didn't, but even if there was, I mean, that's still only half the capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, what a crybaby.
That was a bad look on him doing that. He made himself look foolish.
Plus, Stevie Wonder watched that game. He called me and said, man, they can't tackle. Florida can't tackle. That's why they lost that game.
You know that Florida's defense is giving up more yards per play on average than Oklahoma's is?
Yes. I've seen somebody posted this meme that had all these stats about Florida's defense in it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Anyway.
Alabama, listen to this stat. Alabama, what percentage, for the entire season, do you think Alabama's defense is forcing a 3-and-out? What percentage of the time? I'll just tell you, it's 3%.
Damn, I was going to say 20.
What do you?
Because I thought that was low.
Georgia's number one at 50-something%.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time you get the ball, you're going 3-and-out against Georgia. Alabama's worst in the SEC.
Do you know?
Alabama's worst in the SEC at 3%.
Worst? Yeah. Jeez. Worst in Florida?
Worst in Florida.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is LSU the worst defending national champion of all time?
In my lifetime, yeah.
Now, Auburn 2011. Auburn 2011 was bad.
Yeah, they were.
I think they went winless in the SEC, if I remember right.
Well, then that would be the worst then.
Yeah. But they're definitely, I mean, Florida State won it in 13, but then they got to the playoffs in 14, and they started to fall apart in 15. So that doesn't fit.
But even then, it wasn't that big of a drop off. Like they didn't. Right. It was more gradual.
It's none of the Clemson teams that have won it. It's none of the Bama teams. It's not it's not whoever else has won. Well, hell, ain't nobody else won it. When y'all gonna start sharing, you greedy bastards?
What about?
Oh, that's a trick question, by the way.
When was the last Miami national championship?
2001.
Yeah. So they didn't fall off in 2002, did they? I don't think so.
Not like that, I don't think.
I think they were still competitive all the way up to about 2005.
Yeah, they didn't fall off until they got in the ACC. And couldn't compete.
Yeah.
They were good when they dominated the Big East, though.
Now, I'm not a smart man, but I know what no ACC championships is.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Miami fans, man. They really thought first of all, about half of them thought they could win. The other half at least thought they could compete.
Yeah, well, they know better now.
Now they're going, that's all right. We'll get them again in the ACC title game. First of all, no, you won't. Second of all, it would be even worse. That's Clemson doesn't even try until the ACC title game.
Yeah. I don't know if I had more fun at the game watching that domination or yesterday when I got home. Or Sunday when I got home, going on all of the Miami YouTubers' channels and just reading the comments in the comment section from the day before.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you talk about the refs, the penalty, everything except for, not all of them, but, a lot of this. Everything except for Clemson is just 10 times better than we are right now. I mean, it was every excuse in the book. Not to mention, I'm sure you've heard this too. I mean, going into the game, Miami was going to beat Clemson or at least compete. Now Miami ain't no good. They weren't a top 10. Miami ain't no good. They ain't no top 10 team. Clemson don't play nobody still.
Oh, I know. Believe me. I know how it goes.
Yeah. And after they beat the crap out of Notre Dame in November, Notre Dame won't be no good either.
Right.
Yeah.
Georgia's getting blown out by Alabama this week until we beat them, and then they're going to go, look at Lou. Bragging about that win over Alabama. Hell, we knew he ain't had no defense.
Yeah. Look what Ole Miss did to him. Alabama ain't no good.
Alabama's getting road graded this weekend. They know they are. Georgia's winning that game by double digits. Georgia ain't fucking around no more. I'm putting everybody on notice. I don't know why. It's got to be trolls. These people that think Georgia's not any good. It's got to be trolls. It's got to be. Georgia went 11-1 last season, scoring 19 points a game. Okay, they're scoring twice that many now.
Well, you didn't know that Georgia can't be good. They haven't won a national championship since 1980. That means they're no good now.
Right.
That's what they keep telling me. So I just don't believe them.
Oh, and Tennessee beat themselves. That was the best one. This guy, G. White, he's probably the second or third dumbest commenter I have.
I've seen him before.
Tennessee beat themselves. It wasn't anything Georgia did.
Right. They've been beating themselves for 20 years.
Tennessee purposely ran for -1 yards rushing. Had nothing to do with playing the best defense anyone's ever seen since the '85 Bears. Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, give me Texas A&M on that -7.
Yeah, me too. Moving right along. Man.
This is a good
The
read.
corn dog at Florida. Florida's a 13-point favorite. It's in Florida. Both these teams coming off humiliating losses. Man, 71.5. I guess there's no defense. Is that what this is telling me here? Man, imagine that. How do Florida and LSU neither one have a defense? This is pitiful and sad. How much money you putting on Florida in this one?
Well, see, here's the thing. My gut reaction is to just bet my mortgage on Florida on this one. But that scares me thinking that alone, because that hasn't worked out too well for me so far this year. I'm probably not going to touch this game, honestly, but I'm telling you what, that over 71.5 sounds like an extremely high number.
I'm taking the over.
It might be 50 to 45.
I'm taking the over.
90s.
Yeah, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I think I might too.
I don't think I'll play the line on this one either. But as bad as LSU's been record-wise and the jokes and all that, their offense is playing pretty well.
Yeah, they're still scoring points.
And we know what Florida's offense can do.
Yeah.
I think this will be a high-scoring game, too. I could see definitely both teams getting into the 30s, maybe even this could be a lot like last week's Ole Miss-Bama game, honestly.
Or a lot like Oklahoma versus Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the line scares me here, too, because Florida's defense really is bad. They're going to give up some yards and points in this game. Talent alone for LSU is enough to put a hurting on that Florida defense, but it's the same thing for LSU. They've struggled, too, and Florida's offense is so good, I don't think anyone's shutting them down. I don't think Georgia would shut Florida down. I mean, Florida's not scoring 50 points on Georgia, but Florida's offense, there's no issues there. They're okay there. I like the over. I like over 71.5. I think both teams get into the 30s or 40s in this game. I'll take my chances with the over.
I think I'm gonna actually bet that one over.
And what's this last one on here? Boy, now this thing has gone up and down. This started at Georgia was a 6-point favorite. Yesterday, Georgia was a 4.5-point favorite. I mean, not favorite, underdog. Sorry. Georgia was a 6-point underdog Sunday, 4.5-point underdog yesterday. Now it's back up to 6 points again today. I'm on Georgia. I'm just get it over with.
I'm loving the over under on this one too. I'm liking the under. That's probably right about where it should be. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Prediction, but
if I believe my own mouth, I should like the under too, because I've said since January, first person to 30 wins this game. Now, I thought Alabama would have a defense this year. I was dead wrong about that. I pumped up Alabama's defense for the last 6 months, and they've done nothing but come out and wipe their ass on the 50-yard line since the season started.
Yeah, I have a feeling this could be a 28-24, 28-21, something along those lines, no matter who wins.
One thing I've had to tell some people the last couple of days, some Georgia fans in particular, is forget everything you saw in that Ole Miss game in terms of Alabama's defense. Because we don't do that. We can't do that. How many plays Ole Miss run? 100? We're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. I'm not defending Alabama's defense. The defense was bad, but they've struggled with those type of offenses before. That's not necessarily something new. But the defense is bad. But Georgia's not going out there and scoring 45 or 50 points. I don't think.
No.
Alabama's defense. The problem with Alabama's defense is that it's built to stop Georgia, not Ole Miss.
Yep.
Look at Georgia in 2017. We had one of the best defenses in the SEC. Oklahoma still put up 40 points on us, or whatever it was, 48. Now, we got lucky and scored 52. But, matchups is a lot of what you see in college football. Georgia is not going to do to Alabama what Ole Miss did. Now, I'm taking Georgia's a better team. I mean, call me a homer. Georgia's a better team. Who's looked better? Georgia. Georgia's a better team than Alabama. Now, the problem is they were better in 17 and 18, too, and lost. Mm-hmm. So, I understand the line, but Georgia's a better team than Alabama.
So, Bennett, he's the certified starter. He's not getting benched until he loses, right?
Yeah, he might not even get benched then. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, it will depend on how he plays against Bama, I guess. But just losing to Bama, I don't think would get him benched.
But I mean, there's no controversy going on. It's not like when's JT Daniels
No.
in. Or,
in this game, this past weekend, he played the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no. We didn't even send anybody in for like one series in the second quarter. None of that. It's this Bennett's team.
I don't want to overreact. I think this is going to be a good game here. I really do. I don't want to overreact to Alabama giving up all those points for all the reasons that you just said. The only thing I am for sure about in this game is that Georgia's defense is great. Everything else, still not sold on Georgia's offense. I know they played well. I know Bennett's playing above his head, and I know they're running the ball well and all that. I'm still not sold on Georgia's offense. And I think Alabama's offense is pretty damn good. So this game is confusing to me. I probably would take the under 57 if I was going to bet. I'm scared of the line. Now, if it goes up, if it goes up or down, I'm going to wait till probably Saturday morning to bet this. I'm going to keep an eye on that line. If it goes up over 7, I'm taking Georgia for sure. If it goes down below 5, I'll probably take Alabama or down to 4, something like that. I don't know. I don't like that line.
People don't believe nothing you say. You got to show them. Boom. Boom. There it is. 100 to win 190.
Were you betting a line?
Money line.
Oh, on a money line.
Yeah. 100 to win 190. It's plus 190. There it is. Ticket saved. Cash me out. Boom. Georgia's going to be up 24-20 and get a pick 6 in the fourth quarter. Final score 31-20 Georgia.
There's more to just what meets the eye with this game too. And I was talking about this with Mark Rogers yesterday. My eyes tell me that Georgia is as good or better than Alabama from what I've seen from both teams this year. My eyes tell me that. There is a mental hurdle though. You know what it is.
Oh
too.
yeah, I know.
There's a mental hurdle with the players and especially with Kirby. He's royally screwed up 2 of these matchups.
Yep.
Can he get over that hurdle? Of course he can, but will he? I don't know.
All he has to do is stay out of the way.
That's why I'm gun
That's
shy.
easier said than done.
I'm gun shy for that reason. If it weren't for the last 2 games that they played, and like you said, Georgia maybe even being better than Alabama in both those matchups and Georgia losing, I would pull the trigger at +6 all day without even thinking about it right now. But the fact that it ended up the way that it did is what's holding me back.
Yeah. Georgia, the only Power 5 team in America to win every game by 21 or more. But they got no offense. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I'm not one of these people saying they don't have an offense. I just don't trust it.
Right.
And it's mainly because of Bennett. And, he's been playing great. He's been doing it. He's exceeded everybody's expectations, including yours, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Still waiting for the hammer to drop with him, though. I'm waiting for him to go out there and have a bad game or something.
4 interceptions or something.
Yeah, right.
If he's going to do it, this will be the game it happens in. For sure. For sure. But I'm on the dog, so I'm not getting off. Now, I'm no more of this messing around. Didn't I pick Auburn plus whatever? What did I take? Auburn plus 7. Come on. I'm done with this. Georgia's winning. Georgia's just a better team. Give me Georgia. I'm on Georgia. Georgia's winning, which means we're going to have to lose to, I don't know. Hell, we'll lose to somebody, but it won't be Alabama.
Just don't lose to Florida.
Well, they're losing another one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't want to lose to Florida either, but we'll lose somebody, but it won't be Bama. Sorry, Gumps. It is what it is. I honestly don't know what else to tell you, but try watching some football every once in a while. Like, might help. I don't know.
And so that game is where game day is, but it's on CBS. Is that what I'm saying?
Oh, is game day there? I hadn't even heard. I was assuming, but I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I'll check. I'll check. And
so
see.
I guess old Kirk Herbstreit won't be calling that game if it's on CBS. You'll probably get Gary Danielson, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have Gary Danielson. College game day this week. Let's see.
I mean, where else would
ESPN's College Game Day calls an audible, changes show destination for this week. After a delay, ESPN College Game Day is headed to Tuscaloosa this week for the primetime showdown between Georgia and Alabama, which appears to be two heavyweights in the SEC. It's the second time in 3 weeks that Game Day will be on hand to preview a Georgia game after it was in Athens for the Auburn game. There was a debate between the LSU-Florida game and the Georgia-Alabama game. Why?
What? Why would there be a debate between LSU and Florida?
But it's not clear.
Alabama and Georgia's a top 3 matchup.
It says it's not clear if the losses by LSU and Florida on Saturday were the deciding factor. Well, of course it's clear.
I don't care if they both won. It's still the game of the week is still Georgia and Alabama. Still a top 3 matchup.
Yeah.
LSU wasn't going to be in the top 10, no matter if they won last week or not. So, anyway. Politics. It's all politics, man.
That's all.
What about tonight's game?
Yeah, there's a game tonight in the NFL.
Tuesday night football.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Used to be the MAC. Now it's the NFL. This is alarming.
I mean,
you mean I got a chance to make some of my money back from last weekend? Okay.
This seems like a no-brainer to me.
Buffalo at the Titans. The Titans are a 3.5 point. Man, Buffalo. I don't know.
Buffalo is one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah. Buffalo's
Josh
good.
Allen, he's in the top 3 in the MVP race, playing amazing. Buffalo's good, man. Tennessee just got to eat up with the Rona, right? Didn't they?
Did they? I don't know.
Yeah, like they had
I don't keep up with the NFL. That's why I'm so good at betting it.
Yeah, Tennessee, they had some kind of Rona problem over the past couple of weeks. I don't know, man. Give me Buffalo on that one.
Yeah, say he's taking Buffalo. I don't know. I think I'll take primetime home dog.
That will be the
weird Tuesday travel schedule. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't bet. I can't bet Buffalo.
Why not?
I can't do it. I can't.
You got something against the Bills?
I know. I don't have anything against anybody in the NFL, but you're supposed to bet the primetime home dog. That would be Tennessee. This is a weird game, sort of like a Friday night ACC game. This is on a Tuesday. Weird travel schedules. I don't know. This screams upset here to me.
Tennessee has been pretty disappointing this year.
Yeah. Plus they have Derrick Henry. He's not any good. Dude peaked when he was 19. Plus he looks like the Predator.
Kind of does.
What's happening? Oh, yeah. Let me. I have to do this now. Whoops. Wait a minute. Henry. Please show me the picture I'm looking for. It'd be great. Where is this guy? Anybody know if he ever got his teeth fixed once he got that NFL money? I'm assuming he did. I don't know.
What's wrong with his teeth?
Well, I'll show you if I can find this picture where he looks like the Predator. Alabama fans think this guy's better than Herschel Walker. You a James Bond fan?
The Sean Connery James Bond, yeah.
Yeah. Well, which one of those old ones was it where the guy had no teeth, so he had like saw blades or something put in for teeth? That's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
That was Derrick Henry. That was Derrick Henry. I can't find the picture I'm looking for now, which is disappointing. But just take my word for it that when I tell you that he looks like the Predator. I wonder if I type in Derrick Henry, the Predator, if it'll come. Yes, there we go. That works. I literally look, I typed in Derrick Henry, the Predator, and it came right up. Look at this guy.
Must be on delay.
Man, this guy. Yeah. Give me the Tennessee Predators plus 3.5. Oh, no, my bad. I'm thinking of the Nashville Predators. These people don't even know what position Forrest Gump played, these Alabama fans.
They don't.
No, they have no idea. Is there one in the comment section? Watch this. Hey, Gumps, what position did Forrest Gump play?
Man, that's got to be the easiest trivia question ever.
They don't know. They have no idea. They have no clue. They only been fans since 2009, remember?
Vandy Dandy said long snapper.
Nope. Kick returner, no. Tailback, no. See, I told you. They have no clue.
I mean,
running back, no.
He did return
running back,
kicks,
no. Kickoff returner, no. I need the exact position. See, they don't know. They have no idea. The greatest player Alabama's ever had, valedictorian of his class, Forrest Gump, and they have no clue, these people. You have to, I mean, he played halfback.
I think somebody did say halfback earlier. No, somebody said fullback. Tiny Tonto said fullback. Closest.
I mean, the trading card don't lie.
You got a Forrest Gump trading card?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Oh, I see it now. Run, you done son of a bitch.
If you really want to see their heads explode, ask them what year he graduated. Imagine, Pete, you not knowing what position Deshaun Watson played, or whoever the greatest player for Clemson is. Imagine that.
I can't imagine that. No.
Of course you can't. You're an actual fan. These Alabama people, they've been fans for 11 years. They don't know anything prior to that.
So I was thinking about the year he graduated. I was going to say the same thing Rack Dog said. But I think it's got to be earlier than that because he went to the war, right? Well, shit. Let me think.
No, don't. It's for Alabama fans only.
Okay. So don't use any reason in this, huh?
Right. Don't try to figure it out. He didn't graduate. No one has ever graduated from there. Trick question. Yep. Definition 409. Thank you for the super chat. He says, sometimes I lose my faith in humanity, but then I see you two doing the work of the gods, which gives me a glimmer of hope. Blessed it be to all be helped. Yet now I need you to go wash the feet of a prostitute. Thank you.
Yeah, definition 409. I need to bless you, sir, because we scolded him, or not scolded him. We chastised him. That's a better word for it. Yes. Last week, because he kept asking us, should he take Texas A&M in the points, and we kept laughing at him.
Well, he was trolling. Right. Well, yeah, but he was trolling.
Yeah. Well,
how much money you think he bet on Texas A&M?
No, probably none.
Okay. Jared Guyton, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, oh, which reminds me, this guy done disappeared what owes me $10.
Who?
Remember the Mensa student that gave me Georgia and 3 points in the Tennessee game?
Oh, you haven't seen him, huh?
No. Internet must be down. I can't remember his name either. I'll know it if I see it, which tells me I ain't seen it. Jared Guyton, thank you for the super chat. Says, I gave Pete Golding the benefit of the doubt last year, but no more. If the defense doesn't improve, he got to go, and Charlie isn't the answer. You don't think so? I think Charlie Strong knows what he's doing as an SEC defensive coordinator. It's a little alarming that he's already on your staff and you're still that bad, though. What's he supposed to do? I mean, what's the thing? You can't make, what is it? What is it about making lemons out of lemonade or whatever the hell? I mean, he can only work with what he has. There's just no talent there. That's Alabama's problem. Talent deficiency. They need to step their recruiting up.
You know who the defensive coordinator for Alabama next year is going to be, right?
Butch Jones?
No, he might be assistant.
Will
to the defensive
Muschamp?
coordinator. It's gonna be Will Muschamp.
Yeah.
Mystic Gaming is the guy who owes you the $10. Is what they're saying.
What's his name?
Mystic Gaming.
That's right, Mystic Gaming. Yeah, guys.
With a name like Mystic Gaming, he's probably got to borrow the $10 from his mom.
Yeah, and the credit card to PayPal me.
Yeah, because there's nobody old enough to have a credit card that names themselves Mystic Gaming. I promise you that.
Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. He says Slim Shady must have lost Book of Jokes. # no show.
I saw him yesterday.
I did too. So I know he's been around. He actually was on somebody's thing Saturday night after the game live. TikTok Chess Hall or APC Carter, one of those channels that does those hangout streams where 9 people come in the stream yard. So I don't know, maybe. But so he did show up, but he is conspicuously absent.
He won't
today.
run.
No,
he's used to them losing every year.
Right. And I mean, he talked a little trash because you have to, but
Yeah.
he sort of knew what was coming.
He actually picked Clemson to win the game. So.
Yeah. Jared Guyton, thank you for the super chat. He says we will win this weekend.
Who's we?
No, you won't. Bama.
Oh.
3 inches long. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou betting like a boss. Well, that's what you have to do. Lose big, win
If you're
big.
betting like a boss, I'm betting like a damn temp worker. I don't know.
Jared Guyton again says, we are so much better than you offensively. Crazy Skier WP says 2011 Auburn went 8-5 overall and 4-4 in the SEC. It must have been the next year when they went winless.
What, 13?
Yeah, 12.
12, yeah.
So yeah, it might be LSU then. Worst defending national champion ever. Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. He says LouTube will be must see if UGA wins next week. Well, the good news is it'll be must see either way.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
You know how it works.
Boy, I'm catching a lot of heat about some comments I made during the Georgia-Tennessee game about Bryce Thompson. I considered deleting the video.
If Clemson would have lost this weekend to Miami, I would have had a record-breaking view weekend on my channel.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Definition 409, thank you, sir. He says, since I haven't seen him, I will let you all know Saline isn't, quote-unquote, watching the NFL game. He doesn't believe in justice for everyone. # take a knee.
Is Saline in hiding, or is he just not like the Lunch Money Show? Because I don't ever see him on here.
No, he's not in hiding. He's been out. He's done give up on Florida, though. He says they're losing 4 games. They're losing to Tennessee. They're losing to Georgia. He's man overboard as far as that goes.
He's overreacting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see 4 losses on their schedule. Yeah.
Bearded Dog, thank you for the super chat. He says, Bama fans close the refrigerator door with their hip and say, boop. Yes, they do.
Oh,
they definitely do. Man, what SEC game you like the most this week, Pete? Let me pull them back up.
Yeah, let me look back to these because
do I want to play this game? You know what? I'm gonna primetime home dog. Set me up.
Hold on, I gotta get back. They kicked me back. They kicked me out. You gotta get back in here. Here we go.
They might have kicked me out too. No, there it is. I'm just gonna put 50 on negative -120. But that's how they get you. Look at this. This should be -110.
Yeah.
If it was 3, it would be -110 because it's 3.5 and they can't tie. They're taking a 20% cut.
Oh, that's the Titans.
Yeah, you're even money. If you want the Bills at 3.5, I still haven't bet it yet. I don't know if I'm going to, but must need people to bet the Bills or something. They're trying to entice people to do it, but I'm not falling for it. Give me the fighting Derrick Henrys.
Let's see here. I think the SEC game I like the most. I like two of them. I like the over on the LSU and Florida game for sure. And I like Mississippi at -3 against Arkansas.
You know what? I like the Ole Miss one too. I want to take Texas A&M minus. No, I don't. What am I doing? Shut up. What the hell's wrong with me? This is how I lost $200 last week.
The game that scares me the most is probably Kentucky and Tennessee. I think I'm going to stay a mile away from that one.
You know what I like the most is this Georgia-Alabama game. I think it's the easiest money on the board. You know?
I don't know about that.
Did you end up putting anything on Clemson?
No, and I'm regretting it now.
I did at the end because I had lost a lot of money on Saturday. I said, screw it. And that was even after hitting the Georgia game. So I said, screw it. I put 100 on.
You know what? If I didn't lose the three games I did bet,
yeah,
I probably would have bet on Georgia and Clemson, but I lost them.
I should have known it was going to be a bad weekend when I put a significant amount on Louisville Friday night. And Georgia Tech came out and beat them by 30 or whatever it was. I mean, Georgia Tech just beat and it was, I think it was tied at halftime or very close at halftime, and Georgia Tech ended up beating them by like 30.
Yeah.
I mean, they just ran away with that thing in the second half. That's when I knew Miami is fixing to get humiliated.
Yeah.
Louisville is terrible. And that was their signature win.
Yeah.
What if they lose to Georgia Tech for the third year in a row, Miami?
It's possible.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
They got to play Pitt this week, and I know Pitt's on a 2-game losing streak, but Clemson gave Pitt the blueprint on how to stop that offense.
Yeah.
Just rush 7. And make sure Derrick King can't get out of the pocket. Stop the run. And look, man, he's not a good passer. When are people going to realize that Derrick King cannot pass the football?
Right. And that was the whole thing. He supposedly spent 8 months just working on his passing because, I mean, we know what he can do with his legs, and it just hasn't panned out. And I said it the first week against UAB, and there's been times where he's looked okay, but overall, he just hasn't progressed like he needed to throwing the ball.
They don't really have any great receivers either. They got a couple of decent ones. They don't have a number one guy.
Right.
I mean, I guess their tight end, Jordan, he's probably the number one receiver, but as far as wideouts go, they just don't have anybody. And Pitt's got it. Pitt's got their own problems offensively, but they've got a good defensive line. So I don't know, man. That game could be interesting this weekend.
What did you think about
Miami's a better team in the win, but
just real quick, because we'll talk a lot more about this on Thursday when we do the ACC, but what did you see that coming with North Carolina and Virginia Tech, the 56-45 or whatever it was?
No.
That was, North Carolina was up pretty big. Virginia Tech scored a couple of touchdowns there to make it interesting in the second half. But, man, I don't really know what to – I don't know what I come away from that game thinking about. Like, am I now more of a believer in North Carolina or less? And what about Virginia Tech? Like, okay, they hung in there with North Carolina, but because I don't really know what to make of North Carolina still, what does that mean? I'm almost more confused than I was before they played.
I am too, and here's the reason. The number one reason is because we got hoodwinked about Virginia Tech because we're like, they got 22 players out the first 2 weeks, and they still dominated both of those games. But they still had like 14 or 15 players out last week. So does that have something to do with it, or was the first 2 weeks with Virginia Tech an anomaly? I mean, You're right. I'm confused too. I don't know to give more credit to Virginia Tech, to North Carolina, or less credit to Virginia Tech. I don't know either.
One thing I do know, two things I know. Travis Etienne's the best running back in America.
Yep.
North Carolina has a better running back room than Clemson.
Think so?
Those two guys are no joke. Now, neither one of them are Travis Etienne, obviously. But my God, they might run for 1,500 yards each. I mean, I can't tell who's better.
Who do you have North Carolina ranked in your poll?
Yeah.
Where at?
High.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not ranking the Big Ten. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, me too.
But I have them at 5.
Okay. I think that's where I got them too.
And if you don't have them at 5, you must have Cincy or Oklahoma State. Who else would you have?
I think I've got them either at 5 or 6. Hell, I just did the video this morning. I can't even remember what I did this morning. Anyway, yeah, 5 or 6. And my whole point was, because all I'm hearing from everybody in the comment section is North Carolina's overrated. They're overrated. I'm like, okay, well, at this point in the season, if you're not ranking the Big Ten and the Pac-12, name 6 teams or 5 teams that you would rank ahead of them.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Because you look at these teams, we've talked about this before. It's hard to force your mind to realize that this is not a normal season. So you're sitting there watching North Carolina play, and then you sit down to do a ranking, and I'm like, well, North Carolina did not look like the 5th best team. And in a normal year, maybe they don't, but this isn't a normal year. Who are you? Like you said, who are you going to put there if you're not going to put them there? That's the problem I ran into. Until
they lose, they're going to be in my top 10. Period. I mean. You got to reward the wins if they're winning. I mean, I don't know.
Here's mine.
The thing is, you get the people that want to say, well, Florida looks better than North Carolina does. So even with the loss, Florida should be ahead of North Carolina. That you get people that think like that. But you've got to punish Florida for having a terrible defense, and you got to punish them for going on the road and losing to A&M, a game they were favored in.
Yeah.
So it'll all work itself out.
I've got Florida. I've got Hurricanes, Florida, A&M. I got A&M at 8. Where else am I going to put them? Where do you put these people?
Yeah, I think I got them at 9.
I mean, I know they're not a top 10 team, but who are you going to put there? I mean, I look at 11, Virginia Tech, 12, SMU. Why is Marshall's not ranked in the AP poll. Why? But they're
not ranked in the top 25?
No, they've got teams like Iowa State, Kansas State, SMU. They've got all these teams in the top 25, but no Marshall. Marshall's got to win over a top 25 team, and they're undefeated.
I probably have them in the top 20.
Yeah, I've got Marshall at whatever I have them at. Yeah,
because
13.
The AP's got a ton of Big Ten teams in the top 25. Probably that's why.
They do.
Yeah.
Minnesota 25. I mean, they've got Minnesota, Michigan, whoever the hell else they have. Ohio State. Yeah, they do. They got a bunch of them. So yes,
Oklahoma State. Where you got them?
I've got Oklahoma State at 7 because they are a Power 5 undefeated team. Where's you going to put them?
Yeah, I got them in my top 10 too.
Like, do I think they could beat Florida? Probably not. But again, we've talked. This is a combination of deserves and versus are they actually that good? It's a combination. There's no one way. You can't do it one way.
Is there any argument on the top 4 right now? Excluding Ohio State in the Big Ten.
Right. If you're ranking the teams that are currently playing, I don't see how you can have any other teams in your top 4 and it make any sense.
Notre Dame, Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I think you can. There's some arguments that can be made over the orders of those teams, but as far as which 4 teams should be somewhere in the top 4, I don't see how you could put anybody else in there.
Well, I agree with you with the top 3. I don't know about Notre Dame being at number 1. Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson, you can put them in any order you want.
Yeah. I don't necessarily mean that either. I just mean those should be the 4 teams that are in the top 4.
Right.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
But I still think there's a clear separation between those 4 and the whatever 5.
And I'll tell you right now, having not seen Ohio State play one snap, at worst I would put them at 4. and bump everybody else back one.
I probably would too.
Now they may come out and look unprepared because of Corona or whatever else, and immediately lose a game and get bumped out. But they've got almost as much talent as anybody else in America. One of the best quarterbacks in America, playmakers everywhere, an NFL secondary, plenty of pass rush. I mean, they're loaded.
The Big Ten set Ohio State up good this year too, with the shortened schedule.
Yeah, they did.
Man, I don't want to hear anything about Clemson don't play nobody. And it's not Ohio State's fault, just like it's not Clemson's fault. But they've got 2 good teams on their schedule this year. That's it.
Right.
The rest of them are not good. So they'll most likely run the table and get in the playoff.
Well, we'll be waiting for them. That much I know. That much I can tell you. That much I can tell you. Well, beyond the shit, but without any hesitation even. What is this? Braves WS says, and the Lou saith the Trolls are undefeated. The Trolls are undefeated. There's no doubt about it. The Dean says, play South Carolina on the money line. They're going to beat Auburn. I definitely think that's possible. If I play that game, it'll be on the money line. I don't want the 3.5 points. I'll either not play it or I'll take the gamble and play and do the money line, or I won't play the game. What were they, 3.5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, in South Carolina. If I play that game, it'll be South Carolina money line. It's not worth. It's worth the risk. So I agree with you, Dean. Let's get this thing wrapped up though in 2. Thank you, Braves. WS says the Iron Bowl will be the Aluminum Bowl this year.
Damn.
With those defenses, it was the Tin Bowl in 2019. Yeah, last year that game was wild, 50-something to 45. That was the last time Mac Jones played a real defense, and he had 2 pick sixes. Don't know what that means. Just throwing it out there. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I did. Did you, Pete?
Of course I did. I always do.
Good. I'm ready to make some money this weekend and make up for some of these losses from this past weekend. So hopefully I have a little bit better luck this week. Thanks to those of you who chose to support the show. That's what keeps this thing rolling. So big shout out to Caden Smith, Richard Williams, Definition 409, Jared Guyton, Waikiki, 3 Inches Long, Crazy Skier, WP, and Bearded Dog, the Dean, Braves WS. Really, really appreciate you guys choosing to support the show that way. It means a lot to me and Pete both. We split everything you guys do for us on this show. So we owe you. Yeah, we owe you. What do we owe you? Well, we owe you another show Thursday at noon, and I promise you we will be here. Right, Pete?
I'll be here.
You're not so sure about me, though?
Yeah, if you don't show up, it might be kind of hard to do the show, but I'll be here.
Okay, I'll be here. I promise. No. All right, Lou Jr.'s got a soccer game tonight. You guys wish him luck. They're like a 3-goal underdog, though, and I will not be playing Lou Jr.'s team on the money line. They're hot doo-doo. Yeah, now Lou Jr. is amazing, but the team, not so good. Yeah, but only a couple more games. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon. We'll do it again Thursday. I'll be back tonight at 10 o'clock for the call-in show to laugh at Tennessee fans and trigger Gump fans. Join me then right here, 10 p.m. Uncle Lou After Dark College Football Call-In Show. Here's Pete's schedule. I think you all know it. If you don't, the hell's wrong with you?
Tonight, 9 o'clock with Bobby Durkins on my channel.
Yeah, you should have it.